Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back into to Beat the Book. I am always your boy Big Al Better. We got our NFL Week 11 slate of games for you guys. We got a huge slate to get through. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome on in. We do NBA betting, we do NFL betting here. We had a pretty profitable season last year with the NFL. This year's been a bit of a mixed bag, but we're still right around 50%, which is solid. I think we're slightly less than profitable on the season, but we haven't been on a tear lately with our locks of the day. If you guys are new, welcome on in. Like I said, we do. I give you guys my 5 locks of the week, my 5 favorite picks off the whole NFL slate for Sunday. Then I give you guys a 6-pick teaser, which those last year were very profitable for us. Then I give you guys a prop parlay and a touchdown score parlay. All those lines that I do bet singly, but we also throw them in a parlay because the parlays are fun. They're not meant to necessarily hit like we want them to hit, but they're more for fun to have something crazy on the line. But then also, like I said, I bet all those lines singly because I do go through and do some research on all the lines to try to find some value, if you will, on the sports books. But anyway, with our locks of the week lately, we've been 2 weeks ago we went 4 in a row. 3 weeks ago we went 4 of 5, and then last week we went 2 of 5. So whatever that maths out to be, I think the last 4 weeks have been 4, 3, and 2. I think is the math. So 4, 8, 11, 13 of that'd be 20 picks, 13 to 20, which is 65% for all of you math wizards out there. Anyway, so for this video, the way we do it, we jump into the locks of the week first, then I'll give you guys the prop parlay, then the touchdown parlay, and then we'll end with the teaser. And that's pretty much it. So without further ado and wasting too much time, let's go ahead and hop on into this. I'm going to take a sip of this Jameson real quick. And we'll go ahead and hop right into it. So we do have a ton of awesome games on the slate. Obviously, we got Bucks-Bills, which is a massive matchup. We've got the Rams-Seahawks, which is a massive matchup. We got Denver and the Chiefs, which is a massive matchup. I do have all 3 of those games in my locks of the week. There's just a bunch of games on the slate, so we're going to go through it. We don't go through every game. Like I said, I pick my 5 favorites. So for this week, for your guys' NFL Week 11 locks of the week, first thing I like the Bucks-Bills over 46.5. Both of these teams, 5 of their 9 games so far in the season have gone over this number. So that's hitting at over 50%, and both these teams know how to score points. The Bucks have been averaging, 20-ish points a week. The Bills have been also averaging 20-ish points a week. Now, obviously, we know both of these offenses have the capability to score way more points. So I like the over 46.5. It feels like a good spot. Next, we're going to get into the Seahawks versus the Rams. I like this team. I like both of these teams. It's a tough spread, right? The spread in this game, I believe, is 3.5. It might have moved to 2.5 on some books, but there's 3.5. I like taking... If you wanted to take a line, it's not my lock. My lock is just the over. Both offenses are hot. They both scored over 40 points last week. The Seahawks have scored in the 30s for the last, I believe, 4 weeks. They're offensively, they've been on a tear, and Stafford's the hottest quarterback in football. He's thrown 13 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. He's been absolutely on fire. 4, and 5 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Stafford's on fire. Seahawks have been killing people offensively, defensively. I mean, they're scoring defensive touchdowns. Sam Darnold's balling out of control. JSN's leading the league in receiving. I mean, and then you got Puka Nacua, who's right behind him, even though he's missed weeks. So we should expect a lot of offense. So I like the over in this. If you wanted a lean, I just think with this game, both these teams have the same record. They're both in the same division. They're both near the top of the NFC. So if you're going to take a side in this game, personally, I'm not giving this out as my pick, but where I would lean, in case you guys are wondering, I think you just take whichever team you get points with, because either one of these teams can win this game, and we won't be surprised if either one does. This is in LA. The Rams are favored, like I said, minus 2.5 or 3.5, depending on the book you shop. So I would just lay my money on the plus team. So that's the Seahawks in this matchup. If the roles were reversed, I would take the plus points with the Rams. It's just either one of these teams could win this. We don't know what's going to happen, so I would just take the points, and if you lose, it's like I got points with both these teams are super hot. So that's my lean there. But I like the over in this game. Next, we're going to go to the Bengals-Steelers game. We're going to take the over on this one as well. That's 3 straight overs. Over 48.5 is the number. All but 3 of the Bengals games have gone over this number, and the Steelers have been in some shootouts this year, and they are the second worst team against the pass. So teams that play them are able to score on them, and the Bengals, as we know, can't stop anybody. So, I mean, the Jets beat them, for crying out loud, and the Jets don't beat anybody. So, Rodgers, DK, Tyler Warren, all those boys. Tyler Warren, that's a Colts player. Anyway, Jalen Warren is who I was thinking of. They're going to score points. They're going to be able to put up points on the Bengals, and the Bengals are going to put up points through the air with Joe Flacco, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. So I like the over 48.5. It is a big number, but like I said, I feel good about it because the Bengals have only not gotten over this number in 3 of their games, and it's not. I mean, they just their defense is so terrible, so they're going to allow points. Next, we're going to move on to Denver. We got Denver, Kansas City. It's in Denver. The spread is 3.5. Now, something to talk about, right? We get Denver, home dog. They're on a hot streak. They haven't lost for basically 2 months at this point. We get 3.5, so we get the 3 plus the hook. Always kind of scares me a little bit because I feel like the book's trying to trying to bait us into taking Denver. The only worry here, and for those of you out there that know this already, Andy Reid is really, really good off a bye. I think he is. With the Chiefs, he's 9-3 off a bye, so he is 75% win rate off a bye. As far as covering, I don't know. The Chiefs tend to be in close games. They don't really blow people out. But this is a crazy matchup. But we get Denver, the hot team. If they win this game, they basically solidify that they're going to take the division, which means, it's a scary spot to take them in. But we get the home dog plus 3.5. I like it a lot. So that's what we're going to be on, Denver plus the 3.5. And then for our final pick here, we're just going to take the Ravens minus 7.5. They're at the Browns. They played the Browns earlier this year. They won 41-17. I think it was week 2 or 3. I expect them to come out and just destroy the Browns again. The Browns are defensively very good, but like I said, they put up 41 on them earlier on in the year. So give me the Ravens minus 7.5. You just blindly trust it. They've covered this number in both their games since Lamar came back from injury. So I don't feel bad about it at all. So those are your 5 locks of the week. Feel great about them. So I'm going to run through those again for you guys one last time, just as a recap. We've got the Bucks-Bills game. We're taking the over 46.5 total points. Both these teams, 5 of their 9 games, they've gone over this number, so that's a huge, I love it. Next, we got the Seahawks versus the Rams. We're taking the over on that game, over 48.5. Both these offenses are really hot, so it doesn't make sense to not look at an over. Next, we're going to be taking the Bengals-Steelers game, over 48.5 as well. All but 3 of the Bengals games have gone over this number, so it doesn't make sense to not take it. And the Bengals defense sucks, so the Steelers should be able to score points. We're going to take Denver plus 3.5 at home, taking on the Chiefs. They're obviously 7 games in a row, 8 games in whatever the number is at this point, on a win streak. It's absolutely insane. So give me Denver plus 3.5 at home, even though the Chiefs are coming off the bye, and we already acknowledge that. And then our final pick is going to be the Ravens minus 7.5 against the Browns, simply because the Browns aren't a good football team. They have a great defense, but they're inconsistent, and the Ravens have just been notching together wins. So give me the Ravens minus 7.5. And that, my friends, is your NFL Week 11 locks of the week. Moving forward, we're going to hop into the prop parlay section of the video. This parlay pays out plus 4,031. So for those of you math experts at home, that's 40 times your bet. Whatever your unit is, if it's $10, if this thing hits, you get 400. It's a pretty simple one. I feel really good about it. I could have gotten crazy on it. I decided to not get crazy. So we're going to take Baker Mayfield for 2 touchdowns. The only thing to worry about with that one is the fact that they're playing the Bills. The Bills have the second best or third best pass defense in the league. So that's tough. But Baker's been consistently throwing over 2 touchdowns, or he's been hitting 2 touchdowns pretty much every game this season. So feel good about that. And he's plus money for this play, which tells you how good the Bills' pass defense is. But I like Baker to throw 2 touchdowns. Next, we got Josh Jacobs over his line of 82.5 rushing yards. They're playing the New York Giants. The New York Giants have the worst rush defense in the league. So that feels great to me. Next, we're going to take Keenan Allen over 39.5 receiving yards. Keenan Allen, Chargers are playing the Jags. The Jags are 6th worst, I think, against the pass. It's something in there. They're in the high 20s as far as against the pass. Keenan Allen's line's only set at 40. He's not only gone over this number only 3 times on the season. So he gets his catches, he gets his targets, and he normally gets over this number. So I love it. Next, we're gonna take Joe Flacco over 260.5 passing yards. It is a lot, but since he's joined the Bengals, he's notched this number every single game. And like I said earlier, the Steelers are the 2nd worst pass defense in the league. So he should be able to throw to Jamar and T. They're going to be open, and they're going to get a ton of yards. Next, we got Jacoby Brissett over his line of 226.5 passing yards. For 2 reasons I took this pick. Brissett, obviously, he's been playing pretty good ball. 4 straight games that he's started for Arizona, he's gone over this number. He's thrown for over 250 in 4 straight games. Also, they're playing the San Francisco 49ers. San Fran, their secondary is solid. They're like in the middle of the pack as far as passing yards allowed, so it's not like crazy. But they don't have a pass rush. Since Bosa went out and Fred Warner's not there, they don't get to the quarterback. And when you give Brissett time, not Brissett, but Brissett time, he's going to go ahead and make you pay for it. So give me Jacoby Brissett over 226.5 passing yards. I feel really good about that one. That's one of the lines I looked at. I was like, okay, over 250 in all the last games. He had a couple 300s in there. And I'm like, his line's only set at 226. Yeah, we're going to take the over on that. And then our final line is going to be Matt Stafford. Like I just told you guys earlier in the video when I was talking about the locks. He's thrown 13 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks, 4, 4, and 5. Absolutely on fire. We're taking him for 2+ touchdowns. It's a super minus money play, but I could have taken him for 3 touchdowns, which would have been a plus money play. But I said, you know what? He's only not thrown for 2 touchdowns in 2 games this whole season. So he's very consistently throwing 2 touchdowns. I said, let's take a more guaranteed thing, even though it's minus money. We got to pay some juice. But yeah, that's your guys' 6 picks, and that pays out plus 4,031. So I'm going to run through that real quick for you guys one last time. This is a prop parlay. All my numbers come from DraftKings. Shop around. Maybe you can find better numbers on FanDuel or ESPN Bet if it's still around, or whatever place you guys make your wagers. But this is a prop parlay, pays out plus 4,031 right now on DraftKings. Baker Mayfield 2 passing touchdowns. Josh Jacobs over his line of 82.5 rushing yards. Keenan Allen over his receiving line of 39.5 receiving yards. Joe Flacco over his line of 260.5 passing yards. Jacoby Brissett over his passing line of 226.5 passing yards. And our final pick is Matt Stafford, 2+ passing touchdowns. All 6 of those picks pay out plus 4,031. And like I said, I feel pretty good about all of them. Moving on, we'll hop into the touchdown score parlay. This one got crazy high. I was not intending it to be, but when I was looking through the matchups, I was trying to play bad defenses against decent offenses and trying to find value. And this thing ended up just getting to plus 25,000. I don't know how that happened. So that's 250 times your bet. So you bet $10, you win $2,500 basically. Once again, no guarantee this is going to happen because we don't guarantee things on this channel. It's gambling. If you lay the money, be prepared to lose it. But most of these guys were plus money. There's a couple minuses in here. I got 6 touchdown scores on the day, and the matchups feel right. So first we got Rachaad White. He's plus money to score. He's like the 3rd favorite or 4th favorite in this game. Rachaad White to score a touchdown. He's playing the Bills. The Bills have allowed 14 or 15 rushing touchdowns on the season. So that's not quite too big a game, but they've allowed a lot of rushing touchdowns, and they're really bad against the run. So I'm like, give me the Bucs running back, Rachaad White. Next, we got Josh Jacobs. He scored in like 11 straight or something like that. He had one game where he didn't score on the season. Every other game he scored it. So give me Josh Jacobs. He's a big minus money. He's minus 220. Next, we got Woody Marks for the Texans. They're going up against the Titans. The Titans are terrible. They've allowed the most rushing touchdowns in the league. So give me Woody Marks. He's also plus 140 for some reason. I think they think the game's going to be low scoring. That's why he's plus money. I'm not mad about it. Next, we'll take Pat Freiermuth. He's gotten in the end zone a couple times this year. I think he has 4 touchdowns. He had 2 in one game, 1 in another one. But Aaron Rodgers has been looking his way. Also, with the team they're playing, the Bengals. The Bengals have allowed the most fantasy points. This isn't fantasy. This is real betting. But they've allowed a ton of touchdowns to tight ends, and they've allowed like the 2nd most passing touchdowns in the league, something like that. So give me Pat Freiermuth. Then we're going to go with Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, once again, with the Chargers. They're playing the Jags. The Jags have allowed a ton of touchdowns to receivers. They're not good against the pass. Keenan Allen hasn't scored for, I believe it was 3 weeks when I was looking. So he's due a touchdown. He had 3 straight to start the season. Then he missed a couple, had 1, hasn't scored for 3 weeks. This feels like the time to get it against this Jags soft defense. And he's also plus like 140 or maybe 210. And then our final pick is going to be Mark Andrews. He scored in back-to-back weeks. He's going for the trifecta. It is the Browns. I expect Mark Andrews to get in the end zone and score again. Like I said, those 6 guys pay out plus 25,600 over on DraftKings right now. I'm going to run through that for you guys one last time, but I feel great about this one. It's Rachaad White for the Bucs, Josh Jacobs for the Packers, Woody Marks for the Texans, Pat Freiermuth for the Steelers, Keenan Allen for the Chargers, and Mark Andrews for the Baltimore Ravens. All 6 of those guys to get in the end zone this week pays out plus 25,616 if you parlay them together. I also always recommend bet them all separate because you can still go profitable if you go 3 of 5 or 4 of 6 or whatever it is. But yeah, that one feels really good, and I'll be hyped if we cash it. Moving on, guys. Final segment of the video here. We've got the teaser. Obviously, shop around, try to find the best lines. You guys can because every point matters, especially in football. But usually, these are 6.6 pick teasers. Most of the time, you're going to get around plus 500. DraftKings has it at 500. I think FanDuel's at they flirt between 475 and 500. ESPN Bet was really trash. It was like plus 325. I wouldn't even recommend shopping there. Last year, DraftKings was always plus 600, which was really nice. They moved that down because I think a lot of people like us hit a bunch of teasers, so they were like, we need to be profitable. But anyway, we're going to hop into it. It's my 5 locks of the week, plus I had to add in an extra pick. That's how I do it. If you don't feel good about the locks, then if you feel good about your locks, you would tease them because you get 6 points in your favor, right? So we're taking our 5 locks plus 1 extra pick. So I'm going to go through what the tease lines are for the locks, and then I'll give you guys the last pick. So we got the Bucs Bills over. It's teased from a 46.5 down to a 40.5. They just got to get to 41 points, and we cash that. Ravens teased from a -7.5 to a -1.5. The Bengals Steelers over tees from a 48.5 to a 42.5. Then the Rams-Seahawks game tees from the same number, over 48.5 to an over 42.5. Then we got the Denver Broncos tees from a plus 3.5 to a plus 9.5. Plus 9.5 at home against the Chiefs. Couldn't feel better about it unless the Chiefs come in here and just steamroll them, which I don't think will happen because Denver's defense is really good. And then our final pick is going to be the Green Bay Packers. It's a bit of a homer pick because I'm a Packer fan, but they're playing the Giants. They've lost 2 games in a row. They need to cut the loss here. They're playing a Giants team that is bad against the run, bad against the pass. They should be able to score points. We get the Packers tees from a -7 down to a -1. So basically, go win the game by hook or by crook. If they win the game at all, we get a push on it, so we won't lose the teaser, but that's what I like. So to run through that for you guys one more time, our 6-pick, 6-point teaser is Bucks Bills over 40.5, Ravens -1.5, Bengals Steelers over 42.5, Broncos plus 9.5, and Packers -1. You put all that together, like I said, play your books, but it should be anywhere from plus 475 to plus 600, depending on the book you shop. And that is the teaser that I like for this week. That's all I got for you guys in this video. As always, appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you made it to the end of the video, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you're riding with, what you're not, what you like, what you don't. Thanks as always for tuning in, and keep it tuned to the channel because I got NBA videos coming out every day, and we got the NFL, the primetime games we try to make videos for too. So anyway, thanks as always. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.